All right, guys, welcome back to Sick Folks of Cinema.
Woo!
With me, as always, are my two co-hosts, Stina and Stefan. But we have a special guest co-host today, and that is Sally Mullins of Camp Blood 8 fame. Sadly, Heather is out today with a broken laptop. Okay, so it's fine. She's healthy. It's fine. And this is lucky episode 13, guys. So careful
Oh
out there.
yes.
Go hug a black cat. I don't know. So let's go around the horn and talk about what we've been up to, what we've been watching. Why don't we start with our lovely newbie, Sally Mullins? What have you been up to, Sally? What have you been watching?
Last night I watched A Promising Young Woman. Now, I wasn't going to watch it because it costs $19.99, but I texted an ex-sugar daddy and was like, "What the fuck is going on with this?" And he immediately PayPal'd me $20 because he wanted me to watch it. So I went ahead and I bought it through YouTube, and I viewed that last night, and I got a little tipsy, and it's very good, and I enjoyed myself.
Was it worth the $20?
It was worth $20.
I agree.
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah, it is worth $20. I mean, I think that's a little rookie because I'm here alone in quarantine-ish, and it would cost me less than $20 to go to a movie theater and see it. So it's almost like, come on, I'm not over here with, my girls. I mean, I'm super careful. So it was really good. I mean, you get a lot of bang for your buck in that movie. It is almost 2 hours long, and it's just a quality movie. A lot of twists, good dialogue, great performances.
Ooh.
Sally, by the way, I did a set and I mentioned, I think just the topic of going to the movies, and I immediately felt like an old person because like, hey, remember that from years ago, going to the movies? It doesn't exist anymore.
Yep, the date nights are getting harder and harder to come by, especially at my age.
Yeah, I remember having to split a date where it was like, I'll buy the tickets if you buy the popcorn and the soda, because it would be about the same amount,
Yeah, it's so sad. Honestly, there was this guy a couple of years ago, Stina, who I met off a dating site, and I knew he was broke. So I does like a $2 movie in North Hollywood. And we went to that $2 movie, and I said something about popcorn, maybe dropped a hint, and he goes, "Oh, my budget right now doesn't work for popcorn."
When your budget doesn't work for popcorn. Oof.
Yep. It's pretty bad when you don't get laid by me.
Yeah. Your budget doesn't work for getting pussy tonight, so.
Yeah. That's what Chris Oliver actually wrote a joke about it, and I think Chris Porter too. Mm-hmm. Two of my Chris friends, they had the same punchline: no popcorn, no pussy.
Honestly,
and
Sally,
it's true.
Who knows how many guys are writing that joke right now about
Just buy the popcorn, damn it.
Now, Sally, you've been in a number of horror films, correct?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna pick your brain a little bit today, if you don't mind, because we're like fascinated with.
Good luck with that. You got to find it first.
Whatever's left. We're gonna pick over. It's like a buffet, like like an hour later.
You got to get a little bit of what you want,
Salad, a little bit of salad and some stale bread. You got what we can on there. Okay, so we'll move around to Stefan. Stefan,
Yes,
what have you
sir.
been up to? What have you been watching this week?
I watched Stephen King's son's TV show on Shudder called Nosferatu.
Ooh, how was that?
It was actually really good. It's definitely creatively different as far as like a vampire telepath kind of thing. It's got like if you were to say like what of the books that his father wrote, what does it remind you of? It's like a Nosferatu mixed with like maybe like something similar to like Dead Zone Firestarter kind of a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got,
Okay.
you know, where there's stuff
So
like that kind of involved.
it's more of like instead of being like an Ed Wood where it's like behind the scenes of like horror movies, it's more of like in the story.
Well,
More
it's
of like a Penny Dreadful.
there's
Like
like
it's
a
in the
there's
story.
kind of there's like a guy, he's basically like he's Nosferatu, and he has a car, and the car, in order for him to stay young, and this doesn't spoil anything, it's in the trailer, he has to convince kids to get a car. Oh yeah, it's crazy shit. It's really dark as fuck. And then to go to Christmas Land.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. Oh
Ooh.
yeah, and he has to convince a human with a promise in order for them to help him too, because if they have to get in the car for the car to consume their soul for him to stay youthful.
Mhm.
It's pretty crazy. This is Stephen
That
King's
plays
son.
along with vampire narrative because I mean one of the basic things is you always have to invite a vampire into your house.
Oh,
They can
yeah.
never come into your space without you inviting them.
Oh yeah, and then the other one that I watched that was pretty crazy is called Songbird, which is produced by Michael Bay, not made by Michael Bay, so we have some potential. And that one is actually relevant with what's the shit going on today, because that's actually about COVID-23 and then the people being trapped in a 4-year lockdown.
Mhm.
Wow.
Oh my
It's
God.
dude, it's crazy.
Please
When
do
was this
not let
movie
that be
made?
real life.
It just came out actually like maybe like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. It's called
Wow.
Songbird. Check that one out. You can rent that. That's cheaper than $20.
I mean, we could totally be looking at that, people. Like the rest of our fucking lives could be like one lockdown after another.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Catching birds
especially
in there.
especially if half the other population wants to still get COVID, doesn't believe it exists, and never wants to get anything to fight it off.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
COVID-20 and COVID-21, like new things all upon us again.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know
Somebody
how
eats
many
something.
strains. I don't know how many strains are out there.
there's a lot.
Well, they were just I read an article where they were saying that like this new strain that avoids the antibodies that was first found in like
South Africa.
South Africa, yeah. It was found in like Wyoming or like
Yeah.
one of
Oh,
those
wow.
like random
here.
states with it's here.
Yeah.
And there was no like travel, there was no nothing. It just kind of like evolved because we've let it fester for so long. It was like, oh hey, we're gonna reinvent ourselves, and we're gonna.
Wyoming of all
2021.
places too.
Yeah, exactly. It's very scary.
And then did like a quick little thing. I watched Bone Collector again and Kiss the Girls.
Mhm.
And I watched those in order to get ready for the new Denzel Washington, Jared Leto, Rami Malek thriller suspense horror flick that's on HBO Max right now called The Little Things.
Mhm.
Ooh, I
And,
didn't know Rami Malek was in that. I love him.
It was good. It's different. And I know that's the thing Keith looks for too. It's not a typical thriller suspense horror kind of thing. It definitely goes in direct. I won't spoil it, but it definitely goes in a direction that a lot of them definitely don't. I'll say that much.
I remember one of the first movies that I saw in theaters. Like this is with a bunch of other movies, but one of the first movies that I saw in theaters that actually really scared me was The Bone Collector.
Oh, great!
With
Yeah, it was a good flick.
Denzel.
Oh yeah, it was a
in
good
it.
flick.
Oh, that scared me to pieces.
then
I
just,
used to call my ex that the bone collector because he was really just into skinny girls. Yeah, it's really what he wanted. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to joke because I've never liked skinny girls. Kimberly's got
Excuse me.
Kimberly's got a nice big backyard. Yeah, it's just like fucking a box of chopsticks. It's just it's too pointy.
Yeah, that's a little too much. Yeah, bone clanging action.
'Cause I'm already skinny, so you just like
Right.
throw the knocking,
After having sex with Keith Graber, I was black and blue. Oh, he beat you? No.
Yeah, like people like make fun of like big girls and skinny guys or vice versa or whatever, but that's the balance you need. That makes sense.
Survival, dude.
Preach it.
And then to wrap that up, I watched the what is it, Martin Lawrence's new stand-up doing the doing time uncut, and then Chris Rock's re-released, or as he calls it, a remix, Chris Rock Total Blackout, the Tambourine extended cut. So
Ooh.
yeah, that's pretty
Cool.
much it.
That's all you had time for?
No, there was other stuff on it, but I don't want to keep. I don't want to.
Stefan, by the way, Sally, Stefan always has this laundry list of things that he watches.
Yeah, I'm convinced he has a time turner and he just manipulates time to fit into what he watches every week because it's like a crazy amount of
the
shit.
time machine.
He watches it.
Stay home, Dad.
I think he watches on like at least 1.5 speed, and just there's no way you can have this time.
Count Stefan.
Well, my dog is insane, man. You smoke a little devil's lettuce, and then the movies are just. I mean, I already love the movies, but a little bit of the devil's lettuce, and
Gives you
I'm
a whole
off.
different perspective.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, I went down a rabbit hole last night, and Kimberly was like, "Were you up at 4 a.m. writing stuff on a piece of paper in the dark?" And I was like, "Yeah, I thought."
Of course you were. Of course you were.
So, Stina, let's go to you. What have you been up to? What have you been watching?
Oh man. So we're still on this journey of Ed watching all of the American
Horror
stories. And we just finished Freak Show.
Mhm.
So we finished Freak Show and he liked that one a lot. That's one of my favorites. I always love Freak Show. The reason that he liked Freak Show, I think, which was kind of different from all the other seasons, was because there wasn't a huge like supernatural presence in it. And that's what he really liked about it, was that it was about real people and real issues. Like there was a tiny little thing, like a tiny little supernatural element that comes in, but it's mostly about human issues. And that's what I think he really liked about it. To answer your question, Stefan, last week when you said what was his favorite so far, was I think he said his favorite so far has been Murder House.
Okay.
Murder House has been his favorite. His least favorite was Coven so far. And I agree. I didn't really like Coven.
Yeah.
But we decided to take a break from that because we've been just binging American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Well, my theory on that is what's your favorite season of American Horror Story? The first half of any season. I think they always tank on the ass end.
That's not true. That's not true. You haven't your season. I'm a firm believer in that because I have my favorite seasons have kept me along the entire way. And I will say that my favorite seasons have been my favorite season of all time is Apocalypse. That one is, I will watch that over and over and over again. And it's great from start to finish. And also Cult was a really, really good one because when it was put out, it's very relatable. It was very relatable and it was really good from start to finish. And also because I love Lady Gaga so much. Hotel. And I also love serial killers. Like serial killers are one of
I hear they're
any documentary.
Did you watch the new Night Stalker documentary? That was another one I watched.
Yeah. Not yet. I love me some Richard Ramirez because he is a sick individual, and I think it's so fascinating. But I saw some comments about it and they were like, oh my God, like I knew Richard Ramirez like existed, but I didn't realize how sick he was as an individual. And
he needs a movie.
He's a fucking serial killer. He was one of the most prominent serial killers of our time. How did you not think that he could get sicker and sicker? I don't know. It just blows my mind.
There are some really beautiful shots of Monterey Park in the 80s in that I haven't watched it. I had to back off the murder rabbit hole at some point in quarantine, but there are beautiful shots of Monterey Park. And if you guys want about 12-year-old Richard Ramirez documentary on YouTube, there's this woman and she's a prosecutor or something, and she's like a little older than me and she's like very formal, and she keeps saying really weird stuff on the documentary. She keeps saying stuff like, you can say what you want about the Night Stalker. He had a way with words.
That's the thing with like
I was
that's
just
the
gonna say
thing with
something like
serial
that.
killers is
Yeah.
like people like Jeffrey Dahmer and like they were all charming people because they didn't feel any emotions, so they could manipulate people's emotions. Like that's their superpower was I cannot feel emotions, so I'm gonna manipulate other people's emotions. And when I went to the Museum of Death in Hollywood, and I saw like you can see they have a whole section for Richard Ramirez's like love letters that women
Wow.
would send him. And like the
Yeah.
shit that they would send him, even though he's done this heinous, like these heinous crimes. Like that's what I really loved about American Horror Story Hotel was they kind of they emphasized how charming he was, but they also put in how brutal and absolutely just he did not give a fuck. You know,
that's
hail
the-
Satan. That
yeah.
was his motto. He was like, you know, I'm doing this for the one Lord and Savior, Satan. I'm doing this for him.
That's
They
why.
captured that really well in the documentary, actually.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I liked when you were like, oh, I love the serial killers. Like, it just reminded me of there's fine people on both sides, you know. Like,
I think it's super fascinating. I think
charming.
it's super fascinating.
He was handsome.
He was handsome. That was a whole Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'd let him in. He didn't have to break in.
He had a neat front yard, is what he had.
But
He was a good gardener.
I watched
Mhm.
we watched Freak Show, and then Ed was like, you know what? Let's take a break from Freak Show and from American Horror Story, and we started watching Breaking Bad
Mhm.
because I've never seen Breaking Bad. So we're on
Same.
that journey. And Stefan, let me tell you, we're into season 2 and it's fucking great.
Okay,
Did
because
you
I
ever
couldn't get through episode 2. I was like,
What?
fuck.
Okay, so did you watch Sons of Anarchy?
I
No?
met the main guy though. I met the main guy.
Tell
He
me,
was me
Charlie
and my
Hunnam?
buddy were we were
Stop
going to
it.
see a band called Suffocation in Origin. They had like you had to go to the art show first, then you get a crazy metal concert.
Stop it.
And we're at the liquor store, no bullshit, across the street. He comes out and at that point I didn't know who the fuck he was. I've seen the face, it was familiar, but my buddy Jacob, he knew who he was because he was a religious watcher.
He's so
And we're
handsome.
hanging out with him and he's taking pictures and I meet him and stuff. And he's wondering why I'm not like excited to meet him. You could tell he's like, oh, you're not excited or something.
He must have
And-
liked that.
Yeah.
Like
Right?
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And then a big ass Bronco. I don't know what they did to the Bronco. No roof. Fucking tons of chicks in there. And they stop at this light. They're about to turn, but one of the girls in the back recognizes, oh my God. Oh my God. And they all just fuck the car, put it in park and shit. And they're all just fucking heads out with the car behind them, fucking yelling at this dude.
Ooh, that is a good looking man. I will say Charlie Hunnam is
Oh, he's not ugly.
he's a
No, no
good
homo.
looking man.
No homo. Yeah, he's not ugly.
Yeah, he's cute. Yeah.
He's
All
a
right,
good
guys.
man.
He
So
would have liked him.
we'll move along because we want to get to the main feature film that we got to review. But
Yes.
real quick, I'll talk a little bit about. I didn't introduce myself up front. My brain is mush today from all the other stuff I've been doing.
And what did you watch?
Aha, from
Uh,
last night.
But the
What'd you
people out there
watch,
know
Keith?
who I am. I'm Keith Graber. And let's see. Okay, so what I've been watching, I did some Tubi cruising, is what I call it.
To be cruising.
When I'm high
It's
at
the
night,
best.
and I'm like, what do I fucking got to lose? And I just flipped through Tubi,
That's the best.
and I discovered what I have to lose. It's my time and my. There's a few things like okay, I saw like I watched a little bit of like Final Days on Mars was one sci-fi horror movie. I thought it would be good. I couldn't get. I actually shut it down midway through.
Is that the one with Lee Schreiber?
Yeah, and you know
That's okay.
it just
Okay.
felt derivative
That's
and like just chaotic, you know, and like they might as well have just come out and been like, there's going to be a problem with all the stuff we have to turn on and off, and we're all going to die. And there's a, you know, it was just like too chaotic, too, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it.
Too chaotic and predictable.
Yeah. And
I
then
will-
I started watching the 13th Friday, and that was I didn't realize how trashy that was. But okay, I'll tell you what I
This
have
is a
been.
common symptom on Tubi. You
Yeah.
never know how tragic the movie's going to be.
Tubi, we love you, Tubi. We want some sponsorship. We'll talk less trash once we get the sponsorship. I promise you.
We love you, Tubi.
But what I have been watching, and this has me, I don't know, riled up a little bit. Is I don't know if you guys have seen Disenchantment,
Yes.
but I feel like I'm not trying to be cute here, but Disenchantment is exactly what I feel when I'm watching this show. It's sort of like.
What,
Go ahead, Sally.
what is this show about?
It's from the creators of The Simpsons, and
Okay.
Yeah,
I know
it's
what-
Matt
yeah, the
Groening, right?
Yeah, the
yeah.
Netflix.
So
I know
so
what you're talking about.
basically, the premise is like, okay, The Simpsons were modern day, Futurama was the future, and then Disenchantment is sort of the past. It's sort of like medieval times.
Princess Bride. It's like
Sort of
Princess
thing.
Bride. Simpsons
Yeah.
meets
Yeah.
Princess Bride.
If The Simpsons lived out the Princess Bride or something like that.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I just get so angry, and there's so much to go through with that. But I just feel like they're not. It's not that they got cocky. I think they got complacent, and I think every time something is said, all the dialogue, all the jokes, I just feel like someone in a writer's room is like, well, we're the Simpsons creators. We could just say anything, and
Yeah.
people will love it. You know.
So they
Are you
phoned
talking
it
about?
in.
Are you talking about the newest season? Because I thought compared to like season 1 and 2 were fabulous. They were hilarious and they were good because they were trying. It felt like season 3 they let it fall flat.
Oh, so they
and it
phoned in
wasn't-
season 3 basically.
it wasn't as
I felt
funny
that way
as the
from the
first two
very
seasons.
beginning, and I felt like
What?
because I like the style, and there's a lot. Some of the characters are good, the acting's good, the voice acting is good, and people really like Nat Faxon's great as Elfo. What's his name? Eric Andre as
Oh, he's great as Lucy.
Awesome.
I love
the character,
Lucy.
like a lot. The acting is really well done. The voice acting, everything. But it's just they're not given a good script, and it's like it's The
Mhm.
Simpsons minus the jokes. They're thinking premise only is good enough for these people. We don't have to try because we've already established ourselves as The Simpsons. Nobody doesn't like it. We're just gonna fucking push this thing through, and it's almost like they wrote a script and then broke for lunch and never went back to the writer's room for everything. Like the jokes aren't refined.
Yeah. I agree with you, but I actually liked season 1 and 2. So when Disenchantment was coming back, I was super excited for season 3. And then season 3, I'm almost like, we haven't even finished it because like we watch an episode and we're bored immediately. You know, it doesn't have that same Futurama feel because it is like a Futurama,
Mhm.
but in the past, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about season 1 and 2, but in season 3 it's kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Like-
you know that rhythm that you get into when you're watching something, especially like Futurama. I thought it had a really brilliant rhythm of delivering jokes after
Yeah.
whatever incidents the characters are involved in, or whatever setup is said. There's always a joke there that delivers, and you feel like that accomplishment. And that setup happens in Disenchantment, and then there's silence. Sometimes there's like that weird audible silence where you hear a little bit of hiss, and you're like, did they take a joke out? Did they mute this? Like, what are they doing? They just off camera, nothing was said, and there's a little bit like,
Yep.
like that emptiness. Like, did I get like, is this edited differently? Like, what cut is this? It's awful.
Yeah, you're right. You're
You're
right
waiting
because it's
for it.
yeah, it's almost like a comedian purposely putting a long pause after a bit.
Yeah.
Because they expect the laugh. Like it's
Yeah.
a little cocky,
Mhm.
you
So
know?
they were edging you, Keith, and
Yeah,
they
that got
didn't
edged.
give you a happy ending.
They got edged. I didn't even enjoy it. Like, it's almost like
You're like, almost.
so if you're into edging, for the folks at home, if you're into edging, watch all of Disenchantment, and then that's the edging, and then go and watch Futurama, and then that's where you're gonna like
And then
you'll
you'll
Yeah.
come. Yes.
bust.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how you do it.
Oh, I was also going to throw in, I watched WandaVision.
Oh yeah.
Which one? The new episode?
I watched, okay, so I watched the first, I
I'm on
watched
the
the
first
first three.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
what I'm on.
first three. And I adored it. I thought the
I don't think
homage to
Keith
the
would like it
50s.
at all. Keith would not like
I
it at
thought the
all.
homage to the 50s was really, really good. And then I loved the way that they transitioned into that like 70s Brady Bunch type of
Yeah.
comedy.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I thought Ashley Olsen kills in WandaVision. She was such an underappreciated actor, I feel like, in the MCU universe.
You know that,
Because she was so great.
You know that Paul Bettany is married to Jennifer Connelly, right?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
that's actually that 50s nostalgia is a good segue into the movie we're reviewing for today, which is
You're welcome, Mr. Keith.
Fido. And correct me if I'm wrong. Wait, what? I'm sorry. What was the year on this? Was this 2013?
That one?
Um,
I
You know
think
what?
so. I
Oh,
think it
Is
was
goodness.
this a
Gotta
dog
look
movie?
Right?
kind of.
Nearly, yeah.
Dog zombies, I
It's
guess.
about a pet. Yeah. Basically, they keep zombies as like pets and servants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2006,
Fido
actually.
is.
It's a
That's
2006.
so funny. The guy who called, I'm sorry about that phone call. I didn't have my phone turned off. Is the guy who wears a hood. You know, that dude I know who sometimes wears a hood in life, you know? He called. So he's sort of a Fido. You know, is it about those kinds of pet play?
It's a okay. So this is a 2006 Canadian zombie comedy film.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so imagine, to me, I felt like I was feeling Zombieland vibes with a little bit of Pleasantville, and then honestly, there was a touch of like that Starship Troopers sort of, not, like there's an alternate reality kind of feel to it.
Yeah, there was definitely an alternate reality feel to it. I agree.
Now, it was this. Here's the thing. Okay, Heather's out today, right? So I'll play social justice warrior.
Well, you do have a reputation for that, according to some of my fans.
I know, right? Here's the thing. There was a couple moments where my brain oofed inside when it just felt like the theme of slavery was just a little too, you know what I mean? A little too much there. I don't know. And then the 50s nostalgia didn't help. You know what I mean? Like it was there was moments where I was like, oh, the optics on this are a little ugly, I don't know. I just felt bad for the zombies, I guess.
Oh, what, 2006? This is a period piece.
Right.
Back when I had my period.
Yes.
But it was a lot like that. Like there were times, like I remember one of the moments that stuck out was when they were at the funeral. And he asks his mom, like the little boy asks his mom, like, are zombies people? Like, are they alive? Are they people? And she's like, well, yeah, I guess so. They're alive. They're people.
Well, that was a great civil rights moment. This movie sounds woke as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, the parallels just make you make your brain go to places that, it's not, if you go too far, it's not funny anymore, it's not cute anymore. But I did like how silly this movie was, and I liked how fun it was on par
The
with
neighbor,
something-
Keith.
something.
The neighbor. The pervy neighbor with the cigarette.
Quagmire neighbor.
Yeah,
with
Theopolis
Tammy.
is Quagmire. Yeah. Who else but Quagmire?
No biting.
And
I love the
right?
Quagmire.
Did that not have a little bit of a Me Too problem too? Like it felt like this, it felt out of touch with some of this.
Yeah, that was, man. It's all
If I'm
biting
being-
because she's all trying to.
If I'm gonna be the house SJ dub for the duration, that's what
Seems like Army Hammer needs to watch this movie. No biting.
Seriously.
So that's what I will say that I enjoyed about it, but I don't know. I feel like it had a lot of problems, and starting with one thing that I really hated like I truly hated.
Uh-oh.
It threw me off
Uh-oh.
the entire time was the score. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but the music was just, it was too much. It sort of broke the fourth wall. You always were aware of what that, the goofy.
So you think they were maybe using the music too much to kind of set the stage?
Yeah, to sort of
A little bit too
set the
much?
tone and almost prop up the storyline. I don't know. It just felt, I don't know. I was just always taken out of it by like, wait, where's that music come from? Is that in the house? I don't.
Yeah, were you waiting for a neighbor kid to be like, "Hey, Mr. Wilson"?
Yeah.
It set. I agree. It set the tone a little too much. It overset the tone.
Yeah, like in a Hallmark movie, how like the score will kind of like punctuate the corny, cute jokes that they make to each other, that are not really funny. Like this isn't going to carry on a stage, but it's cute for a housewife who's like, whatever. Sorry, is that a bad term? I don't even know what's bad anymore. Without Heather here, we have no HR department.
Yeah. Hey, I'm looking for a housewife.
I don't know.
I'll volunteer.
Oh, cool. I have to steal you from Ed.
Did this not feel like a little bit of a Christmas movie in a way? It had that kind of.
Yeah, it had like feel good vibe type.
Yeah.
Going for it.
It was, and that's kind of what I loved about it was they took a zombie premise and made it into a real like feel good kind of Hallmark movie. Like I thought that was so clever that they took something that was very much like it had the feel of Night of the Living Dead. Like you got that they're coming to get you, Barbara.
Yeah, they're coming.
Yeah, they're coming. It had that vibe, but they took it in such like a sweet way.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really clever that you can take a notion like that and make it really sweet and really cute.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love the whole notion that, the kid named his zombie. Like that was like wild at the time.
Yeah, it's like a Dennis the Menace, what is it? The Cleavers, or trying to think of the name of the that other show. What was it? Leave It to Beaver.
Leave It to Beaver.
Leave It to Beaver. So it has like a feel of that. Then you had zombies. But more not rated R zombies, PG-13 zombies.
Yeah.
Pretty
and
much.
it was a big thing that, they got the zombie because, they were the only family on the block to not have a zombie. So that's why they got the
it became a status thing for if you didn't have any zombies. Yeah.
I will say this, that so zombie lore, I feel like, is always sort of loose, and the rules are kind of, I don't know. Sally, let's ask you this: have you been in all the horror movies that you've been in? Have any of them been like zombie based? Are they themed around zombies?
I'm trying to think of that. I am interested in zombies. I feel like I'm just trying to remember because I've been in a lot of horror movies and I've also seen a lot of zombie movies, and don't think I have, unfortunately, but I'm a fan of zombie culture somewhat. Yeah.
Okay, so
I
when you think of a
love
zombie,
to see a zombified Sally. I'm not gonna lie.
I have some makeup. I have.
You got any coke?
Yeah. Get up for like a. Yeah, I do. I do have a get up for it. I'll show you guys sometime. I'll do it up. When I was in 7th grade, I walked down the street by myself to like an R-rated movie, which was actually NC-17. It was just called Zombie. And it was horrific, and I'm sure you guys know it. And I'm talking 1980 or 1979.
Stefan watched it on Wednesday. Stefan watched it on Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know which one she's. It's an Italian horror movie, right?
Yeah.
It's an Italian horror movie, and
it's
extremely graphic. Like they drag somebody's eye into like a
piece of wood.
Yeah. Like it's and disembowelment, and I was like, holy fuck, and then you walk back to just phased, But I've always been a fan, but I don't know. I've not been in a movie, probably because that's a little expensive with the makeup and you need too many extras, and I'm in just such low budget films.
You're in just like murder fantasy films, just like, hey,
vampire and just killer. Yeah.
Because
killer.
I feel like sometimes the rules or the description of what actually constitutes a zombie, what they can do, what kills them, what their behavior's like, etc. They're, sometimes sometimes the definition changes, which is fine. But when it's not defined and they're just like, well, fuck it, we're just going to move things around here. That always bugs me in a film, like when they don't define the physics,
Well, I know as far as rules for it, that the Godfather for that is George A. Romero, Night of the Living Dead, the original
Yep.
Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and all that. Shoot them in the head and they're dead type. And
Yeah.
they don't
So
run.
that does kill
they're
a zombie
slow.
if you shoot them in the head, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what he started, and then other people were like, "No, but they can run." Oh, you don't shoot them in the head. You got to burn them. You got to burn them. Oh, but then if you burn them, then smoke goes in the air, and then the clouds, and then it
The
rains, and then all the
virus.
other dead people. Well,
Yeah.
they come back too.
Go ahead.
Keith, have you ever read the Zombie Survival Guide?
Oh,
No, should I?
If you're okay, so it's written by
Mel Brooks' son.
Yeah, Mel Brooks' son, Max Brooks. And he breaks it down. If you want to like break your illusion, like I remember reading that book, and the one thing that stuck out to me was there's a chapter called "You Never Have to Reload Your Machete." And that's why in a zombie apocalypse, you should always carry a machete, because a gun, you can run out of bullets. A crossbow, you can run out.
weapon.
Yeah, you never have to reload a machete. That's the best option for killing zombies. And he breaks it down so scientifically. And he goes into the Hollywood zombies and like the voodoo zombies and like what's the best way to tackle a zombie apocalypse. And it's such a fun book, but it also like breaks that disillusionment, and it's really good. If you haven't read it, I highly suggest it. It's such a fun.
He also wrote the book, but he influenced the World War Z movie,
Yeah.
the Brad Pitt one.
Yep.
I guess.
And that book in itself is really good as
Yeah, the
well.
book was way better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
way better.
I
I
think
agree.
in this movie, I feel like there was a couple of things were convoluted, and one being like maybe the zombies' sort of abilities and capacity. Like, okay, so the idea that they could be used as slaves and
Laborers.
do your menial work. Okay, fine, I'll bite. That's cool. But then like, here's a scene that bugged me when the kid was tied up. Spoiler alert for everyone out there. This doesn't really spoil, but when the kid was tied up and Fido goes home to get the mom, because somehow he can make a pot roast, but he can't untie a granny knot. You know what I mean? Like
Granny knot.
right. That's when you tie up grannies in the basement. That's a knot that they can't get through. But like,
Granny King.
how do I get a zombie? Let's say I want my zombie assistant to tie knots on a ship. Like, how, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on here, guys? I don't know. And meanwhile, also, I know that seems trivial, but like, what is the one thing zombies are known for? Biting and eating brains. And the motherfucker can't chew through ropes. Like, come on, dude. That was such an exhausting scene to watch.
With that scene, with that notion of like, can he chew through the ropes? He cared about the kid.
Mhm.
So I think like Fido had the cognitive of like, if I bite, it's bad. So he didn't want to risk biting the kid.
A cute movie. This sounds like a cute family film.
It is. It's a super cute movie. I love Fido.
It's
you
really,
might like it. It's
Sally,
it is
I
what it
can
is.
see you in like a poodle dress in this movie.
Yeah.
As like
50s mom.
she'd be the female version of Mr. Theopolis. She'd be the female Quagmire movie. You'd have a young zombie like on a leash, and he'd be like a young stud guy with no shirt on. Maybe like a mesh tank top.
I've had relationships with a lot of zombies, if you want to put quotes around it.
Okay, I have a question for you guys.
Mhm.
So in the movie, if you have in the funeral scenes, you have basically a head funeral. So you cut off the head and then you have a funeral for just the head.
Yeah.
So would you guys rather be a zombie, or would you rather just go out and never come back.
Oh,
I'd rather
after
just them
death?
shoot me in the head, honestly.
Are you
Fuck
saying
that.
would I rather die forever or be a zombie forever?
Mhm.
Uh,
Would you
I,
rather die
don't-
forever or come back as a zombie?
I don't
and
know
have,
what
like,
type of cognitive ability you have as the zombie. Like, what do you experience? Is it like being a vegetable
mean,
in the hospital?
it's kind of like, I mean, just observational on the movie, you
Yeah.
would guess that you have like 25% of your brain. Like
Yeah.
it's very limited. It's very
Look.
like, Keith likes
Basic.
tea.
I don't want to bring down the room and bring up Terry Schiavo, but I will say kill me is the answer. Get the
Yeah,
machine.
I'd rather just give me the bullet to the brain.
Yeah, and
No thanks.
that begs the question though, then so would cremation not kill a zombie if the head wasn't removed? Like you start to get into this.
Well, you kill the zombie. Like if you kill the
semantics.
brain, then you kill the ghoul.
Mhm.
That was George Aro's kind of premise
Yeah.
is you kill the brain, you kill the ghoul.
Yeah.
You kill a person and their head is still attached to their brain.
If you follow the Godfather's lore or his, his rules, then yes.
Yeah.
Outside of those rules, then it's just fucking chaos. There's no.
And
there's
apparently,
no
22
order.
caliber is all that it takes to go through. I don't know. And another thing that bugged me about this film is, don't get me wrong. Okay, so Billy, I'm gonna go down my list. You know I will.
And I know you have a list. I know
We
you
all
have
know
a
you
list.
have a list.
I
Keith.
took notes. Well, you guys don't do that.
I do little, little bullets for.
Yeah, when do you have time to do that? You're too busy watching movie after movie
That's
stuff.
true.
but-
That's true. That's
He
true.
has
Okay,
an Alexa.
you caught me.
Yeah. No, you know what? Stefan's probably like, Alexa, watch Fido and take notes.
Jeez. No, I was shocked because I thought it was only on Tubi. It's actually on Amazon Prime. So if you have
Oh, yeah.
Amazon Prime as well, it's on there. No commercials.
Nice. Oh, so-
Nice.
okay. Billy Connolly was good in this, and don't get
I
me
love Billy Connolly.
There's no walk in the park just because there's no speaking, there's no dialogue. That's not an easy role.
Boondock Saints.
But I still walked away feeling like it's a waste of Billy Connolly, right? Would it have been better if there were some like flashbacks or something like that to get Billy Connolly like actually involved?
Oh, his pre-zombie stuff.
Yeah, like
Talking about like him before he was a
get
zombie.
you some Billy Connolly, because I felt like we were like,
Yeah.
oh wait a minute, that was Billy Connolly,
Yeah, so
Like
you wanted the glimpse of like
Yeah.
how did his previous life affect him as a zombie now?
Well, didn't they hint at it? It was a heart attack or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't
Yeah,
act it out in a flashback as a person.
Yeah, the kid like the only thing
Flashback.
the only thing that you got from Billy Connolly's character as Fido was he had a heart attack, he liked smoking. That was
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
Which is enough for like any man in the 19th.
Oh, and he liked married women.
Yes.
Yeah. Sally, are you a Billy Connolly fan?
I've not seen enough of his work to be honest. Can't say. He's probably got a really good physicality for that. He's a pretty big guy, right?
Yeah, he's a big dude.
I think he's funny, and all the acting I've ever seen him.
He's in Boondock Saints. Boondock Saints is pretty good.
Never seen it. There's so much I haven't seen.
You might like that.
Um,
Sally.
You'll never
It's pretty-
catch up
pretty
with
violent.
Stefan, so
Yeah.
Pretty violent.
It's
You like?
it's violent, but
yeah,
it's fun. It's a fun violent. Like if you want to have like oh, these boys are cute. They're doing violent things for
Oh,
the
I can handle
vigilante
stuff
justice.
like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I
It's
can
a-
handle stuff like
yeah.
that.
It's
Yeah.
good. Boondock Saints is good.
He's
Like Boondock.
probably like too old for me to really pursue,
Norman
his
Reedus.
career.
Do you like Norman Reedus, Sally?
Who?
Norman Reedus. He plays
Daryl.
he plays Daryl in The Walking Dead. I
Ugh,
think what
my
else
heart.
he's in. He's in a lot of stuff.
I like Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff too.
He's from
actor.
Northern England, which is cool. Andrew Lincoln is. And my green card husband, he said he wanted to die and get reborn into another life so he could watch Walking Dead all over again from the start.
That's how I feel about reading the Harry Potter. Like I
Really?
wish I could just obliviate my own memory of
Oh,
that and just
Obliviosis.
read it.
It's so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
So, are you guys ready to give this a star rating?
Sure.
Yes.
So Stina, let's start with you because they say always lead with a compliment. I know you're gonna give this the best rating.
I thought this movie, it was fun, it was cute, it was charming, and I really liked the twist that they got, like that they took with the zombies. Was it the best film? No, there were plot holes that I wish they would have filled. So I'm gonna give it a solid 3.5 stars because I do love this movie.
Very generous.
Oh yes, very generous.
Stefan.
This is like a gateway zombie film, if you will, almost like gateway porn. So it's gonna edge you, but not let you, yeah. It's you can show some of it to the kids, some of it, not all of it. I mean, I recommend it for what my buddies call a once over. You just watch it once and you don't watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
I give it like maybe like 2. No, I give it 3. I give it 3.
Out of how many are you guys giving? Out of 5?
Out of 5,
5.
yeah.
I give
Gotcha.
it a 3. I give it a 3.
Yeah. Sally, do you feel like you could give it a star rating or you haven't seen enough?
I could tell you, like, from what I'm hearing, I'm not going to watch it because because I'm hearing like it's sort of, I don't go for tweeners, you know what I'm saying? I either like it's scary or silly, and the whole like horror, you know what I hated? Buffy. I hated Buffy. I could never get into it, and it was all downhill from there. And I never even really watched anything until quarantine. So this is not gonna make my fucking, my playlist.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope.
I
like it.
Okay. So this is hard. I did enjoy the fun vibe. I liked it. I don't mean to sound like a dick, but I think what I would say about this movie is nice try. And I mean that in a good way. Like they went for the Zombieland comedy aspect, but I just feel like it was too convoluted. The character motivations were like not defined. I still don't know whether the dad hates zombies, likes zombies, how he.
So it was too Pleasantville for you, basically. Not
Yeah.
be more Pleasantville.
And honestly, there was just too much cartoon logic in the plot, and it just didn't. They relied too much on their comedic premise. They just said, "Hey, this comedic this is great, right? It's entertaining." We don't have the script finished. Again, it's like Disenchantment vibes. So I can't give it more than 2 stars. Sorry.
Fair. Keith says it's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's fair to say that.
That's an average of 3 stars, almost. It's like 2 3/4. So that's not too bad. We've had worse films here.
Yeah. Lifeblood.
Definitely had.
Lifeblood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have
worse.
been in way worse films. Okay.
Now, and by the way, for the folks at home, I want you to know that we will review Camp Blood 8 soon. That is a film it's in on our itinerary to do, and we're gonna have Sally come back and talk about her experience in Camp Blood 8 and her other horror experience. Go ahead, Sally.
Yeah, I do just want to say, like, recently, what are those fuckers called? Red Letter Media, is it? They were trashing Camp Blood 8, and they were showing clips that were like recorded on someone's phone off a screen. I mean, Camp Blood 8 is shot with Blackmagic camera. Like it's got some okay production values. And I know you guys are going to tear it apart, and I respect that, and I would expect you to, but I just want to say, don't trash it the way these fucking Red Letter Media sitting around on their couches dudes do,
Yeah, you have to have a certain appreciation for campy movies.
Oh, I love campy movies.
This podcast, me and Stefan are like, all right, camp movie, bring it to us.
And the budget and the fact that I'm in these movies and I know they get these fuckers done in 5 days.
Oh yeah, you
turn them and burn them.
I've seen Camp Blood 8. Okay, I've seen Camp Blood 8. Me and Ed, as soon as we knew it was on, Tubi, we were like, we're gonna watch it. Ed's gonna text Sally the entire time, which he did. He texted you the entire time.
Have the
but it was it was the sort of campy that was so bad, but it was entertaining. It kept Ed along the entire ride. We watched the movie from start to finish with no hiccups, no nothing. It was entertaining from start to
Is
finish.
it still on
That's the
Tubi?
campy that
Is
you
it still?
want.
I think it was on Amazon.
believe so,
Prime,
yeah.
right?
It's on Amazon.
Okay.
And another thing, one of the last sightings, it was my last Ron Jeremy sighting. He was at the premiere of Camp Blood 8. So, back when he was free.
Yeah.
Wow. The bridge troll.
Yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed Camp Blood 8 very much.
Yeah, I will say, Sally, that I am not on the campy side of cinema. I think Heather and I hold up the other side where we're like, we get dark and weird. But I do this. Okay, it's the same rules as when you go out to eat or someone makes you a meal. Like I do take the budget into consideration. You know what I mean? When I rate a movie. So I will be fair that way. Like if someone makes you dinner, you can't give it, you know what I mean? You don't go out and do a Yelp review. You like just chill, like if someone's charging you $500 for a meal, your ass is on there. Like there wasn't enough salt, like that's fair. You got to take that into consideration.
Oh yeah. I love it all, man. Keith knows that. I love it all. So
yeah, those movies like Camp Blood 8, that was made for the dude who made it, the actual director. He probably had $2,500 to work with.
Wow.
Including babies, and that is including buying food,
Craft services. Yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah, and you don't pay your actors, and you have people fucking you over left and right, and you have about 5 days, and that is your budget to, spend on locations, spend on craft services, spend on props, special effects. And if you're lucky, you get to keep like $700 for yourself for 5 days work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Made on an iPhone.
Like we complain about movies that have like, thousands of dollars worth of budget. And then keep that in mind. If when we watch Camp Blood 8, they had $2,500 and then they made this.
Yeah.
It's entertaining and it's fun. And Sally Mullins is chef kiss.
Not even 25,000, 2,500. Count them dollars.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm sure I'll like it. I'm sure. I will.
They didn't even when they went to the bank. They didn't get all large bills. Like it didn't need to. Okay, guys. So let's review some of the picks that I have for next week's movie to review, and we'll play some trailers really quick.
Trailer trash.
Right. Whiskey Tango on deck. Let's see here. Share screen. Okay, can you guys see that? All right, so this one is Swallow.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, good lord!
Spitters or quitters?
So, are you? You probably already saw it, Stefan. But
it's all good, dude. It's all good. It's all good.
Is that audio sharing in the?
Oh,
yeah.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
Make you happy.
Ooh.
I'm the happiest man.
I don't know if I've seen this one, Keith. I'm not sure.
I've seen this preview. Yeah.
I'm so lucky.
I've seen the preview though.
It's twisted. It's a Keith movie.
You're not mad at me?
Mom, we're pregnant.
About what?
You when a guy doesn't
I just
appreciate
want to make sure I'm not doing anything wrong.
You couldn't do anything wrong, even if you.
I hate when it's a celebrity that. Like, wait a minute.
Was she eating glass there?
So what did you do for money before
Ice
you
cubes,
met
but
my
it's
son?
Nice.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, okay.
Mostly.
A lucky break.
Sally, who does that
Just
look
real
like?
grateful.
The main actress. Is it the
Fake
Bridget
it
Jones
till you make
lady? What's her
Yeah, she looks like Elwiger a little.
Yeah, that's maybe the.
I was gonna
Reminds me of
say
the chick from Dawson's Creek.
I was
Joey.
gonna say Michelle
Michelle Williams, correct?
Michelle Williams. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's who it looks like.
She looks a little like Tokyo
Ooh.
Cunt Punch too,
Yeah, she does.
Holy shit, she does.
doesn't she?
And you're pregnant. Wow, that's fucked.
So the
How
Wow.
does it make you feel?
I'm
when
not
you
really
swallow
like
something?
thrilled about the fact, I don't. It's not really pushing me over the edge,
Just
but
like
I
the
still
textures
feel
in
like
my
there's some
mouth.
sinister.
Oh, that poor fucking kid, dude. Holy fuck.
Take control. Take control.
Like this is a a vibe movie.
I'm
How's
into
your
this.
baby? Your baby's fucked.
Talk about edgy.
I
My
Holding
like
the
it.
chef knives. She's holding the chef knife wrong.
I just wanted to make you happy.
I'm shocked you picked this, Keith, to be honest. I'm shocked you picked this. This is
I did
not
something.
you, dude.
Unexpected today.
No way. This is fuck, dude. This is not you.
Oh, you think because I don't like torture porn?
No, I don't. You mean modern horror?
No, I
my
like it because
God.
it's twisted and it's it's got a visceral feel to it. It's not everything.
If you can watch that, you can watch a Serbian film, sir.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
I
Disney
like that.
Bundle,
I'd
where
watch
Disney
that.
Plus,
I'd watch
Hulu,
that.
and
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
That's cool. I'd be into that. Yeah.
I've seen the
Yeah,
trailer. I don't think I've seen the movie.
Seems
I've
cool.
seen
the
that
trailer.
trailer and I've been
Yeah.
like, I should watch that. This is cool. That's a good pick. I like it.
Okay, my second
Uh-oh, did I just see it?
is The Ritual.
Don't you think that when we meet up, it's actually
Oh, yeah,
hard
the cult-
enough
the
to have
cult
a
one,
good
right?
time? You really want to go hiking for fun? In
2017.
fucking Sweden.
Oh no, yeah, I've seen this one. Yeah, this is a good one. I fucking love this movie.
Excuse
Where the
me,
fuck
ma'am.
is it? Huh? There's more! Stop fucking crying! Now fucking move!
Give me your wallet.
Yeah, this was a fucking awesome one, dude.
Rob would have loved this place.
Love
It
this
wasn't
movie.
your fault, mate.
You know what they have on walking trails in England? Pubs.
We go southwest, through here, we cut the journey in half.
Or through the forest.
I got a hand job on one of those once at a festival. Thanks, Phil. What a beautiful story.
You got a hand job at one of those.
Manual labor, I call it.
What could do that?
Bear?
Do bears do that? I don't know, Dominic. I'm not a fucking bear expert.
Still bleeding. But we should go.
I should have gone to Vegas.
Yes, she should have.
I woke up last night and look at this. Nothing has done that to you. You've done it to yourself. Listen, mate, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. No, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Fucking coward.
Oh, bitch.
There's something up there in those woods. Something fucking big. Oh my god.
Symbols.
What is that?
It's a
Those
warning.
are the ones. Those
this
symbols
is
were on
clearly the
the
house will get murdered in.
cards.
We need to get out of here. They're hunting us.
What the hell do they want?
We're gonna have to run.
Oh my god!
1, 2, 3.
I like it. Deliverance meets Blair Witch.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you would like it. I think Sally and Stina would like it a lot. I don't think Keith was gonna like that movie.
There are no girls in it. Let's watch it. Ha ha ha.
I don't know.
They have
I
accents.
like movies that do take the premise seriously, like the supernatural premise seriously, and
Mhm.
are just
Maybe you might. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know I'm super picky, but
That
I
looked
just,
good.
No, I've seen it. I like it a lot. I won't say
I'm
anything 'cause
trying.
I don't want to
Okay,
do anything.
so
but
Sally,
it's good.
Sally, you're not privy to this, but in our New Year's episode, I tried to have 3 picks. That's the last time I was able to pick, and I tried to have 3 picks that were New Year's themed. There's very few horror movies that are New Year's themed, so
Yeah.
it was a Sophie's choice if she had triplets. It was bad. Okay, so this is the last one. This is called Antrim.
Oh, I've heard of this. I've heard of this for sure.
This one, I don't know. This one,
This is the one that Heather's talked about a couple times.
yeah, I'm kind of into this one. This is
You
from
want to put all of our lives at risk. You just want to see if it's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, it's a found footage.
It's sort of like a mockumentary found footage thing. I don't know. It's weird the way it was described, but it gets
This
creepy as fuck
is the
with
forest
that, so.
where the devil landed when he was cast out of heaven. And at that spot, we'll find the entrance to hell. the antrim. The deeper we dig, the more the forest around us becomes darker. And with each layer that we pass,
Ooh.
deeper in hell we'll be.
That's scary.
Good old Baphomet right there.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Stina?
Good old Baphomet right there.
Yeah.
That had vibes of what's the season American Horror Story? Roanoke. That had Roanoke vibes.
Yeah.
My vote is for Swallow.
You're a Swallow guy? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a quitter, man.
I'm not trying to make it sound like okay. The Swallow gets one.
I was gonna say I'm more feeling Ritual.
Ritual.
Ritual seemed more up my alley, and that intrigued me a little more. Swallow seemed pretty sick, but
Sally.
Well, just in case, I'm writing Swallow down because I'm gonna watch that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I
Sally-
like them all. I really, really liked them all in different ways, and I might check them all out. I'm really glad I came on the show because it's gonna, get me watching stuff, which is I need that encouragement. But I'm gonna go with the Sausage Fest in the middle, Ritual.
Oh, Ritual. Okay. So that actually does it. I don't need to break the tie. So that's the choice for Ritual. And same here. I feel like now I'm going to watch all three of them. And I'm actually kind of impressed with myself that I found a movie Stefan hasn't seen before.
How'd you do that?
round of
I don't
applause
know.
for you.
I don't know where the prize is. I expected like confetti to drop. This is, you're the 1 millionth customer. Yeah. But that's it, guys. You heard it here first. Next week we're reviewing Ritual, The Ritual. I'm sorry, and I think that's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's
It was a Netflix film.
movie. It's a 2017 film.
Fun
And
flick. It's fun. It's
yeah,
good.
yeah, I can't wait to watch it actually, and I might just watch the others just to I don't know have something to talk about.
You know what
I'm
I
not
might?
gonna lie, Swallow intrigued me.
You know what I might do for my next thing? I'll pick 3 British horror films.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah, the Brits,
okay.
Because there's a
Brits know how to
zombie
scare
one.
people. Yeah, they're twisted.
Oh yeah, and they get the
Sally's
comedy right
British.
inside the horror too. So
I've scared a lot of people.
Yeah. Sally scared
But,
a lot of dudes in her time. Both on
Grown men. Grown men. Clarify.
both in the horror movie and in person. Okay, guys. Well, that's our show. Next week we're reviewing The Ritual. We've had on our very special guest host Sally Mullins of Camp Blood 8 fame, and look for the review of Camp Blood 8 coming up soon. And I'm Keith Graber. We have Stefan Bowman and Stina Ceballos, and we have been the sick folks, not fucks, but of cinema. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
yeah.